Hey, Jihye, we're heading your way now.
So how was the driving from Fort Worth to Denton?
It should be a good drive.
Okay, so be careful to drive, and I cannot wait to see you soon.
All right, see you soon. Have a good one.
Okay, bye.
Thank you so much for inviting us into your home. What do we have going on?
Today I prepare bibimbap for you guys. So bibim meaning is like mixed vegetable, and bap meaning is like rice. So this is really traditional Korean food. So I really introduce our Korean traditional food for you guys today.
Thank you so much.
I'm going to saute all vegetable individually. So I'm prepared. The first ingredient is spinach. I boiled maybe 3-4 seconds, and then I put little bit vinegar to protect nutrition and green color. And second one, I prepare for mushroom, but usually for bibimbap, my mom always prepare stocky mushroom, but I just bring American version of mushroom. And the third ingredient is gochujang, which is like spicy sauce for bibimbap. This is the most important sauce actually. And fourth ingredient is carrot, zucchini, onion, green scallion. So actually this zucchini is like Korean zucchini. Next ingredient is white rice, but you can replace to brown rice, or if you are vegetarian, if you don't want to eat rice, you can replace to salad vegetable. So that one is bibimbap, and you guys can see what is the bibimbap. Well, I think this is really key ingredient for sesame oil. You can feel more traditional flavor. And this is perilla.
Perilla oil.
Yeah,
if we're gonna be
perilla.
Texan.
Yes. So this perilla. Sorry, I never pronounce like English version. So this is 들기름. So this is perilla seed oil. So those two is really similar, but when you saute or when you stir frying, this one is more healthy because this one is for just like adding oil. The finer stage, this is for like saute or pan frying. So it's kind of, the flavor is really similar, but actually it's two different functions. So this is really important. And this is soy sauce. I think it's really familiar here, right? So yeah, soy sauce is really important for Korean food.
So you mentioned the similarities in the two oils that you're using, but what would be the biggest difference? Why would you use both of them as opposed to just one?
I think for sesame oil has low smoke point, so it's really good for salad, and just put a little bit 1 or 2 drop in last stage. And perilla seed oil has really high smoke point, so it's easy to saute or pan fry.
And how do you use the multi-purpose umami seasoning?
Have you ever tried umami seasoning before?
I have not had this.
This is my favorite seasoning, especially I got this seasoning from Trader Joe, and this is my secret of my cooking skill. And umami, I think umami is not Korean, but I guess umami is kind of mushroom in Japanese. So right now I'm going to saute all the ingredients individually. So right now, first of all, you have to use kind of medium heat, maybe, I don't know, medium to high heat, and check the heat. And then I'm gonna use the perilla seed oil. Then I'm gonna just pour 1 tablespoon.
Now, why do you cook them individually? Why not just throw them all in the same pan?
So I think this is really my mom recipe, because my mom always kind of respect all the ingredient and the taste of like all the vegetable. and flavor and different nutrition. So we try to respect all the ingredients, so we saute individually. So yes, the onion is basically done. And I'm gonna put the mushroom. You can use any mushroom, but personally I really love shiitake mushroom. It's more chewy texture. Okay, Michael, this is Korean zucchini. And have you ever tried or have you ever seen this zucchini?
I haven't. Could I just substitute that for a regular zucchini?
Oh yes, but I think personally I really like Korean zucchini because the taste is more sweeter than American zucchini. So personally I really prefer to use this zucchini for bibimbap, especially because when I make bibimbap I didn't put any sugar and sweetness. That's why I'm using onion and zucchini to make sweet flavor instead of using sugar.
So I haven't seen a zucchini like this in a produce aisle. Where would I find this?
No Kroger, no Walmart. You can go to H Mart, like Asian market, you can find it. So if you cannot find, let me know.
This marinade smells amazing. What is in here?
This is bulgogi, like Korean barbecue, so you guys can see. And the most important thing of bulgogi is you guys have to get thin slice cut. But if you don't mind to buy thin slice cut, this will be perfect. But you can use any steak or like any part of meat is fine. So this time I'm gonna use just like regular oil. You can use any canola oil, olive oil, it doesn't matter. Any oil will be fine. So I'm gonna pour 1 tablespoon of oil and put the green scallion. And then I'm making green scallion oil. You can see a lot of bubble on the top. That means it's ready to grill. So for bulgogi is ready. So you guys can see there's like less sauce and then a little bit crispy, so it's ready. So I'm gonna move to plate. And then the most important thing of this food is egg. Can you believe it? For me, when I cook egg, I'm using the high heat.
Yeah, when I cook eggs, they come out scrambled.
Really? Yeah, but for this one, I'm not using any scramble because the yellow color is really important for center of this food. So,
And how do you know when it's done when you're only cooking one side?
For me, if you shake the pan, I think this is ready. Or you can see the edge has kind of turned to brown color. That means it's ready. So egg is done. Yes. I'm gonna use this giant bowl for today bibimbap because this is, you guys know this is really well known familiar bibimbap, but in Korea we using big bowl and then put all the ingredients and then mix at once and then we eat together, we share this food.
All right, now that we have everything finished, is there a way that we should put this together?
Actually, no, there is no order. So if you want to put any ingredient, we just put everything inside of this giant bowl.
All right, let's do it.
So here you go. So we're done for making bibimbap today. And actually, my mom really loved to cook this food because it's easy to make, and then she can use any ingredient in the refrigerator. So it's really easy to cook, and I cannot wait to eat with bibimbap with my friend. Oh, my friend is here. 언니, 칭찬 줄게. 언니 좋아요. 밥 먹었어? 아니 아직 안 먹었어. 밥 먹었어? 밥 먹으러 가자 빨리.
I was wondering if you and your families did anything similar to celebrate the holidays or to celebrate togetherness in this season.
Like Korean Thanksgiving, we call Chuseok, Chuseok, Chuseok. is really important because during the Chuseok we try to respect our ancestor. That's why we prepare a lot of food.
And why did you decide to share this with us today?
This one is really kind of healing comfort food for me because always my mom like told me you wanna eat bibimbap with me, not just like always she asked me with me. That means kind of share food. So when you go to Korean restaurant, you can order and serve as like one like bowl individually, but actually bibimbap is for more represent sharing food with your family.
That's beautiful. I think I like the way that you talk about in your art practice as well as with Bibimbap, this meeting of traditional and contemporary ideas, and you've articulated that really well when it comes to the tradition and also the comfort and kind of fun of this dish. So it is something that you can riff on. It's something that you can change, but it still is always Bibimbap because of what it means and what it is at its core.
Sure.
And you're originally from Busan, Korea,
Yes.
correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, Busan is the second largest city in South Korea, and then Busan is huge. Like, it's really beautiful city. Actually, it's kind of maybe like I don't know. It's maybe combined San Francisco and
Kind of, yeah, it's
Florida, Miami kind of sense because you can see really beautiful beach. And this is a really funny thing. When I was in Busan, I never had eaten like frozen seafood in my life.
Oh.
Always eat fresh one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so crazy. But here, I don't know.
Well, apology, because I'm living in Cheongju. That's a different
Oh,
city,
different
and
city.
but that's we don't have actually sea. Yeah, so.
But still,
Yeah.
we're not eating
In the-
frozen seafood in Korea. So
So
weird.
Yeah, because Korea is like a peninsula, so then we close the sea.
Yeah.
Is your family still in Korea?
Yes, my family, my mom, my dad, my brother, they live in Busan right now. And
Could you tell me a little bit more about the installation you did at the Fort Worth Community Arts Center?
my concentration is ceramics. So usually ceramic, as material, is really fragile. So I think a lot of ceramics, they didn't put their work at outside because ceramic is really sensitive with weather, especially moist and like rain, wind, everything. So think about like ceramic is really fragile, right? But I really want to flip the idea. I want to challenge myself, and Korea is the one, I think only one country divide north and south. So always kind of thinking about feeling of separation and connection. And when I moved to Texas, I think you guys dealing with a lot of like immigration issue, right? Always you guys have border between here and Mexico too. And then I have some similar feeling. That's why I really want to bring up this sense of feeling to my work. And so house, always when I think about house, is always like changing because I move a lot. Like Australia, China, North Carolina, Texas, even always kind of moving. So for me as myself, what is meaning of house for me? Why am I keep moving? So I think house is represent one of my identity. So that's why I try to create a house shape. And then when you guys look at the structure, it's two different height, and the height is kind of represent Western and Eastern. Because here when you talk about Korean apartment, we always like Korean architecture is a little bit skinnier, like little bit like smaller. That's why I think one of the structure is like smaller than the other one. So when I look at the Texas architecture, it's always huge and wide. Even the roof is really wide, so which is really interesting for me. And then I hang all the porcelain piece outside of the structure. Like porcelain meaning is kind of respect of
my Korean heritage and Korean ancestor. So I think, I don't know, personally, my generation, we cannot live without any past and history, right? That's why the white color is respect. Right, white color represents respect of my Korean, like heritage and the history and ancestor, and like kind of pure. Also, we have border between North and South Korea. We missing a lot of people after Korean War. Still, our government still try to find the family, but it's really hard because we already divided. That made me really sad. That's why I didn't use any color. I don't want to make any playful feeling. So my piece is more a little bit dark, but I tried to put some meaning to it. Actually, I was really enjoying, but was so hot. But I think, yeah, Fort Worth Community Arts Center, the place is perfect for my